G'day! Welcome back to Immersive Engineering. This is episode 19. Now guys, as you can see, some time actually has passed since last episode. If you missed last episode, you need to go check it out because we played with the railgun. That's right, we played with the railgun. We also played around with some high voltage defense systems. So don't forget the link to the playlist, if you've missed any episodes, are in the description below. You click that bad boy, take you to a full list up to date of episodes so you can easily, go through and watch what you haven't caught yet. But anyway, welcome guys. Got some stuff to show you today. Not only is the workshop changed, far out, I've got some houses to show you, I've got some bits and bobs to show you, and we're going to get started on the fermenter and the squeezer this episode. Well, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because of the resources and everything else it requires to build these things. Flamin' galah. So anyway, I have rewired the workshop. Check it out. Okay, so here's the entrance. Check it out. You come on in. And there's the high voltage capacitor there, and now the entire workshop is fully hooked up with high voltage relays and wires everywhere. Just remember, you cannot actually there is no in the version that I'm playing, there's no insulated high voltage wiring. So I was going to run insulation wiring everywhere, but then when I discovered there's no high voltage insulation, which is kind of sucky. But anyway, I ran that everywhere. It's actually split to the left and to the right, and I've hooked up tons of lanterns. It's got rid of all the torches. Remember the thousands of torches I had everywhere? All gone. That's right, just stuck with the lanterns now, which is flaming awesome. So these here are actually just street posts flipped upside down, and then I've gone ahead and added a treated wood fence on the end and a lantern on the end of that, and that's what gives that effect. And then I've got high voltage relays hooked into that all the way around. Now if you come over here and have a look, I've also got it exiting into every room now has its own split, its own capacitor bank. Well, capacitor, as you can see there, it's the high voltage version. It's all hooked in. As I said, I rewired the entire base, and it is split down the middle. See, these two are not even connected down here. Look at that. Split perfectly down the middle. Another high voltage capacitor. You keep coming around here. Flamin' galah. Got another one over here. Look at that. So, yeah, rewired the entire base. I figured I'd needed to get that done. Now, some people might be like, Data, why did you lower it so much? Well, I got sick and tired when I was trying to hook up the charging station, and you have to pillar up, and this odd corner here was a pain, and I thought to myself, when I rewire this place, I'm going to make it low, like a low-hanging system, so I can just grab hook up a machine, very quick to the system, no problem. And that's what I've done. Now, don't get me wrong, the people that like to jump around like Fruit Loops may not want to do that anymore because it is a high voltage setup, and if you touch it, then you are pretty much fried. But I'm loving it. It's very mad scientist happening in here now in the workshop. Now, if you come over here, I've also closed off the left and the right of the base now because I needed a spot for the charging station for our railgun, and I just needed more space. I've also closed off the roof up here, guys. So now we have two separate sections for the barbed wire mob farm. And yeah, so flame on glass, as I said, been real busy. Before we go outside, it's bloody night time. So let's jump in bed here. Come on, make it day. There we go. All right, we should be daytime now. Let's go ahead and come outside. Check this out. Actually, yep, that's off. Just making sure that it was off before we come out here. Do you notice something? Do you notice multiple things? Okay, well, actually, I should be able to... Pow! Pow! Now, I'm out of energy. I made this thing here. It's called a capacitor backpack. Throw that bad boy on. It will charge. Well, it should use... Yep. It should use charge from our backpack. Now, how cool is that? All right, I got that off a tip, by the way. I got that off a tip. Also, okay, that's right. We're coming out here showing off more things. Yeah, I've got so much done. I've got a brand new building up over there. Brand new blacksmith, guys. Check this out. Brand new blacksmith, even with some smoke. That's kind of cool. Got more street lighting going. Flame and Galar. Got some more interior decorating done. You name it. We've been busy. Been flaming busy trying to get, ahead. Sometimes in this series, it needs a bit of love, and then sometimes I don't have time, and then I had some time. I'm thinking, I'm jumping in, I'm doing some vanillaing. And I jumped in and just did a lot of rewiring, building, and all sorts of flaming stuff. So there you go, guys. Now you're caught up to what I've been doing here. It's time to get stuck into what we're meant to be doing today. Oh, did I tell you about the zoom function that finally I worked out how to do with the railgun? Yeah, that's right. It's shift, and then you got the middle, your scroll wheel for your mouse. Look at that. Look at that. You can 10 times. That's bloody crazy. All right, let's go ahead and throw my chest plate back on. And what we're going to go ahead and do is turn on, when that light is off, it's on, is our defense system. Yep, so our defense system, so we don't have any zombies walk on in. And we're going to go stick our railgun in the charger port. Get that charged up. Now, let's get our Immersive Engineers manual here and click on this bad boy. Oh, see, I was looking at the backpack last. All right, so what I want to do is we want to go to heavy machines. That's right, we're moving up in the world, guys. All right, so Squeezer and Fermenter. Now, the reason why I'm going for these two machines here, the Squeezer and the Fermenter make two different kinds of liquid that we're going to need. Okay, so it's going to squeeze, like we got industrial hemp seeds, so we're going to get the most out of it, but we're going to get plant oil out of this. That's what the Squeeze is going to produce. And if we go back and we go over to the fermenter, this guy here is actually going to make ethanol. So we've obviously got sugarcane, and that's probably what we'll be using in this machine here. Pumping like automatic farm straight into their sugarcane. Now, why do we need both of these liquids? Well, combine those two, plant oil and ethanol together, they actually make biodiesel. And why do we need biodiesel? Well, biodiesel is going to be our next stage of power. We're going to go with the big Hulken generators. That's right. So if we come back here, heavy machines. Is it in heavy machines or is it in power generation? It probably is in power. Diesel generator. This thing is expensive and absolutely nuts. Generates 4,000 RF a tick. Actually, depends what we're powering with, isn't it? But it's absolutely flaming nuts. Expensive-wise anyway. That's our end goal. Couple of those bad boys to powering the entire base while storing a lot of power in the base will be fantastic. Also, you're probably like, that's not all. Also, we want to fuel something else. We want to fuel the drill. I think it's called the drill. Yes, the mining drill. Now, unfortunately, this mining drill does a 3x3, has different end bits. I've been wanting to play with this thing for a while now, but unfortunately, runs off biodiesel. So not only we're going to be getting power, we're also going to be playing around with our mining drill as well. So flame and glah, good things to come. All right, so we might as well get straight into it. Come on down here. I've started cleaning out a decent sized room for our new toys. So we need to actually go get those materials for our new toys, don't we? Flame Gold. I've done lots of talking this episode. I do apologize, but there was a lot to catch up on. Absolutely a lot. Now, just got to double check my list here. Go back. Heavy machines, fermenter, scaffolding. I think it's roughly. I had to have a drink there. But I think roughly I've got all that. Go back to Squeezer. The barrels, yeah, I've got all that. Okay. Double checking, I've got all that plus more. We don't need any heavy engineer. We got one stack of that. Pistons, cauldrons, don't need that. Wooden barrels, that's too many. Steel and fluid pipe. Wow. I am losing my voice. Too much talking data. Okay, we should have enough to go ahead and put this thing together. So let's go ahead and come back here. These things are not all that big. Sorry about that. Flaming glare. Alright, so these things are not all that big, and which way they've got to be facing, I think obviously where the pipe is coming out is obviously which way it's going to be facing, I would say. So all that, see that red block? That's probably where you switch it on and off. That would be where you'd fuel it from, etc, etc. So we obviously probably want it sort of coming off the wall. Okay, so we'll start with the squeezer. We'll put the squeezer on this side, and we'll probably put the fermenter on this side, and then it sort of goes down like a factory chain. So let's go ahead and build this guy. Pause it, just so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so light engineering block in the corner. That should be roughly pretty easy to do. So light engineering block in the corner. We'll move it a couple down, about here. And then just sort of a U shape. I think we've roughly got the first stage. There we go, yep. And then that there is pipe. So we've got plenty of fluid pipe. 1, 2, done. Okay, next stage. I love my engineer's manual. If I didn't have access to this engineer's manual, trust me guys, I'd have to have the wiki up next to me in all the bloody stages. I suppose once you start to remember, the second stage is red, and then the barrels. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, once you've sort of like played through the mod maybe once or twice, and you sort of memorize all this, flaming glare, you could get quite good. So barrels, we only need 4 of them. Get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's 4 barrels there. Grab that. Okay. Get out our book. Boom. And it looks like a piston. Dun, dun. Yeah, piston with steel fences around the back. So what we need to do is grab steel fences here. Wrap those bad boys around there. And let's just put a piece of scaffolding, I'd say, in the roof here, just so we can drop down a piston coming off the roof. So, bam. Oh, no, one more. Bam. There we go. Get those 2 back, like that. Okay, she's done. That there should be the squeezer. So now we need an engineer's hammer, and we need to give it a good old whack. Whack. Uh-oh. Whack. Hello? It's not working. Oh, didn't mean to make that one. I think you've got to... Oh, there we go. Oh, flaming glare. Perfect. Okay. So, did I make this thing around the wrong flaming way? No. Okay, I see an orange port, and I see a blue port. I'm pretty sure the blue is the in, the orange is out, or vice versa, and I'm pretty sure you could probably change that. There you go. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. It feels like I should have had the machine around the other way, but there's power that comes down there, so we're obviously going to have to power it. Yeah, it feels like I should have had the machine, no, because then we would have had this back the other way. Flaming glare, there's probably no right way or wrong way to have this. But anyway, so the factory belts will probably come up and over, and probably will drop down, or some direct input. No, that's where the power goes. Okay, so that's where... Oh, no, that's where the liquid comes out of. Alright, flaming glare. That's fine. I'm sort of getting the hang of this machine here. So obviously we've got to really hook power up to this entire room eventually. But I'm just sort of planning in my head where everything's going to run and how everything's going to run. But we should be fine. We should be fine. So liquid will actually come out of here. Like, see, look at that. And run into something a lot bigger. Alright, we'll leave that be for now. And that there is the industrial squeezer. And I'm pretty sure all this is animated. See this big top? It squishes down. You get to see it squish down and everything. So let's go now. Get our trusty book out. And hook up. We need the fermenter. Alright. Yep. So that's what it looks like constructed. There. Pause. Thank you. Alright, so maybe I won't make the same mistake this time. I'll pause it while it's complete. Yeah, stop. Okay, so there's the front. Okay, so really the port is still the front there, so that's fine. Alright. Same thing. Literally exactly the same thing except as cauldrons and then sheet metal, and that's it. Wow, that's actually even more simple than the other one. So same thing. We'll go ahead and grab our, what's he here? Make a U. And then we grab our light engineering blocks, plop a couple in the corner here. Get rid of the torch. Put the torch down here. Only because we have nasty spawn at night time. Oh, well, actually all times of day because we've got lots of torches in the caves now. So technically they try to find spots to spawn, which is never a good thing. What was it? Then 4 cauldrons on here. Boom, boom. There we go. And then sheet metal. I think I've roughly got it down pat. And the redstone's engineer block there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, guys, there you go. Done and dusted. We have the fermenter and we have the squeezer. And once we've got power hooked up to these guys, these will start producing our ethanol and whatchamacallit. So what we want to do now is, obviously I wouldn't mind playing around with it. So I don't have this entire section hooked up to power yet. So I'm pretty sure it stops right there. Yeah, see, I got no connector when it comes to going into the bank there. That is fine. We'll come back over into our little crafty area. See if we can't power these guys up. Come on over. And it's a medium volts. I don't think they would use any more than low voltage. We'll upgrade the system if required, but as far as I know, just some regular low volt should be bloody fine for the testing stages at least. Now we could go ahead and stick it away from nowhere. So we need it to come out of there now. So that is an orange we aim for, connector. There we go. Alright. So we could probably connect these guys together now. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so all these should be now powered. But the only thing that's not being powered, because I've switched it off, is there. Alright, well, we'll run a brand new relay for now. I'm not going to muck around. I will rewire it later on. So what we'll do is just run a relay there, which you should be able to hook up from there to there, and then just sort of keep it to the roof for now. And we'll fix that up later. It's not a huge deal. Once we got the factory up and going, we will sort out where everything's going to go. So power, obviously, connector in here. There we go. And a connector over here. Alright, and I think we might be able to just sort of, boom, there we go. She's getting power. Boom, power. Okay. Both of our girls are getting power now. So, yep, there we go. Maxed out there and maxed out there. So, we can go ahead and grab our industrial hemp fiber, no seeds. That's what we need. And I think it was the squeezer. It was one of these. There we go. Off she goes. Wow, she used quite a bit of juice there. Quite the bit of juice. But look at that. We've almost got an entire bucket of plant oil already. And it's turning the hemp into there. So, yeah, she is using quite a bit of RF. She's building back up, actually. Yeah, she's staying stable. It might need to be upgraded a little bit more power, if you know what I mean. And this here will be sugarcane. So, if we come over here, we have sugarcane. We can throw that bad boy in there. And that she should be running now. She should start producing ethanol. And yes, she has started producing ethanol. Okay, there we go. We've got our first 2 girls up and going. We just sort of need to start running. Oh, look at this. Can you see it? That's flaming awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. That is so cool. And that's built up. So we've got a bucket of ethanol already. We've already got 4 buckets of freaking plant oil. So it does. It's taken some power. And actually, I'm not even sure if we're sustaining. We're just sustaining it. Like, that bank is not dropping down. But that just doesn't mean the front door being. Right now in our entire base, is completely run off 2 water wheels. Yeah, she's plummeting. The high voltage capacitor at the front door is plummeting. So to make this biodiesel happen is going to take some power, unfortunately. But we should have the power to get her going, like just enough power to start producing plant oil and ethanol, etc., etc. Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it now, guys. Thanks for watching episode 19 of Immersive Engineering. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the content, guys, please smash those buttons. Give it a like. Leave a comment below. Don't forget, playlist is in the description. Do me a biggest favour. Share that on your favourite social media if anyone would love the series. And I'll catch yous all later.